Čakaj, pol bom se jaz na tvojo tole, Katarina, usedla tlele na tale del. Ja, zato, ker tle čisto ne vidim, kje vprašanje imamo, veš.
Ok, sem jaz imam tle računalnik, jaz drugače ne bom mogla pokazati.
Ne, se bom še jaz pol, najprej se bomo midve posedli, pa bolj vzem jaz najprej sem. Okay. A veš? Ne, ja ću tu, jer trebam kopijati.
Vi tu. Sve žene.
Da, sve žene, da.
Sve žene. Gde nam je Aleš? A kako ćemo sa prezentacijom?
Prezentacija, sve to, ti samo njemu kaže, sad video, onda prezentacija, kako da to sve ide.
Kako će slajdove da ne ide? Slajdove, kako će da ne ide?
Aha.
A sidi stolicu. Stvarno? Ja vam kažem da je vreme između ali radi. Bitno je kako će mediji ovo izveštavati. Odnosno kako ćete vi zapakovati. Fotografično. Can we start? Okay. Good afternoon, everybody. We hope that you're doing fine after short afternoon and lunch break. And we are very happy to invite you to join us to present one of the, for us, most significant projects, which is called LITPRAX, Literature in Praxis. And I'm so glad to announce that today are with me Barbara Pregel, director of the Malinc Publishing House. So Barbara, hello, if you just can say hi. Thank you very much. I would also like to thank Aleš Cigale from the Malinc Publishing House, who is with us, and he is taking care of the live recording and transmission. We are so honored to have with us Ivana Živančević-Sekeruš, Dean of the Faculty of Philosophy, University of Novi Sad. Ivana, thank you for being with us today.
My pleasure, my honor, and I'm a kind of like Alice in Wonderland. So I hope that this fairy tale will not stop, that it's just the beginning. And thank you, Barbara.
You're welcome very much.
Our main organizer of this event, and we will say something else a little bit later. And I would also like to say hello to Katarina Kogej, who is a collaborator of Malinc Publishing House, and she's also taking care of all these events and especially our LITPRAX activities. So Katarina, thanks for being with us.
It's a pleasure.
Thank you very much. In several minutes, we will actually present you the idea and the results of the project. But before that, we have a short video, which will be like 6 minutes long, and we would be very happy to see our colleagues from the University west of Timisoara, from University of Ljubljana, and from CSIC, Spain. And I have forgotten to tell that my name is Bojana Kovačević-Petrović, and I'm from the University of Novi Sad, Serbia. So let's see our colleagues, and then we will go back to present LITPRAX project. In the meantime, please be welcome to have some small gifts from our side. So let's see video.
Univerze v Ljubljani in glavna koordinatorica projekta LITPRAX, ki smo ga zasnovali kot akademsko in raziskovalno sodelovanje partnerskih ustanov s posebnim poudarkom na praktičnih vidikih književnosti. Sem tudi koordinatorica učnega programa LITPRAX, ki obsega pregled španske in hispano-ameriške književnosti 21. stoletja in pa praktične, tudi poklicne vidike različnih modelov literarnega posredovanja. Vabim vas, da sledite naši spletni strani in objavam na družbenih omrežjih in upam, da bodo naše vsebine za vas zanimive in uporabne.
Alex, kaj pa zate pomeni LITPRAX?
Zame LITPRAX pomeni odskočno desko za poglabljanje v svet književnosti in produkcije, distribucije in recepcije, ki študentom omogoči in ponudi široko paleto izbire za nadaljnjo profesionalno pot na tem področju.
Ja, imaš prav, je neko poudarjanje praktičnih vidikov literature, poglablja naše digitalne zmožnosti in zdi se mi tudi, da se lažje spopadamo z izzivi naših pravnih inovacij. Ti zdi? Cool.
Hola, soy Emilio Gallardo, científico titular del Consejo Superior de Investigaciones Científicas de España, y tengo el placer de trabajar en este proyecto con las colegas hispanistas de Eslovenia, Rumanía y Serbia. El proyecto LITPRAX, insertado dentro del programa Erasmus Plus K220, abarca materiales y temas de interés tanto para expertos en varios campos de la literatura como para estudiantes que desean formarse en distintas salidas laborales vinculadas al mundo del libro en español. Gracias a una investigación amplia, profunda y creativa, esperamos que los resultados de este proyecto tengan un impacto que sea útil.
Just for the video to start again. Can we start again? ¿Podemos empezar de nuevo o continuamos con la presentación? Can we start? Or should we continue? Just tell us, okay, let's wait for a little bit. It is quite okay. Okay. Anyway, we would like actually to tell you that we also have a presentation and that we are very happy to tell you that LITPRAX, Literature in Praxis, is one of the projects financed by Erasmus+. So maybe we can continue with the PowerPoint presentation if it is okay with our dear technician. Can we see the PowerPoint presentation and maybe afterwards watch video if it is okay with you? We can continue. Let's continue. Emilio Gallardo, CSIC.
Tenga un impacto que sea útil y duradero.
Da Irinca Ilian, profesoară de literatură latinoamericană la Facultatea de Litere a Universității de Vest din Timișoara. În cadrul proiectului LITPRAX, coordonez cel de-al doilea rezultat al acestuia.
Okay, Professora Ilinca Ilian. She is a university professor from Timisoara, Romania, one of the partners at the LITPRAX project. So maybe we can give it one more try because we also should see students from Romania and from Serbia, and it would be a pity not to see them because they actually worked very hard to make these videos. So maybe our technician could give it one more try, and let's be patient, just a little bit patient, and then we promise to keep it short. It will be like 45 minutes altogether. I would like to maybe just have a sign that we will try it again. Yes? Después. Okay. We will try it later on. So let's continue if we can. Let's now watch the PowerPoint presentation to present the project, the objectives and the results. In the meantime, we invite you to have these small gifts like bags, LITPRAX bags and bookmarkers, and also to join us after this presentation at the Malinc publishing house stand where we will share with you a glass of lemonade or glasses of lemonade. Can we have the PowerPoint presentation so that we can now present the project? Maybe just to give us one more signal, and I hope this is it. And I also have the way to share it with you. Is it okay? We hope that, yeah, I think that, yeah. Can we just put on the other microphone as well?
I still don't hear my voice. Maybe it is, yeah. So, but we cannot then, okay. I just wanted to draw your attention. The title of this project is Literature in Practice. And then at the very end, it goes like in digital age. So obviously there is something wrong with digital age. So we have to go analog now. So we will just forget about the presentation for the moment, and we will try to be more interesting than the presentation itself. It is not easy in digital age. So, and on the top of everything, we just have one microphone working. So I will just give it back to Bojana.
It's not working.
So let's just give it some more time for the technician, because we would actually like to know and to ask you, our dear Dean, Ivana Živančević-Sekiruš, LITPRAX project is one of the University of Novi Sad Faculty of Philosophy's projects, which is actually quite important for us because it treats literature and everything that has to do with it. So can you tell us from the point of view of a dean of the Faculty of Philosophy, Filosofía y Letras, as we say in Spanish, what is the significance of it? Is it actually important for all of us and our students?
Of course, it is important, and I'm not speaking as a professor of literature, but as a manager. And also, I would love to say this is the project that has students in focus and their future competencies. So we speak about literature and you cannot eat it and you cannot make money with it, which is not true and I do not agree upon. But I would just stress again, this is the project between three universities, a publishing house, and a research center, which is like three important, like in a triangle. Usually we from academia, we go on our own, we have our theories and we know all. But now we have important partners, and above all, we have an international consortium or regional. Slovenia as a coordinator, and of course, beautiful. Slovenia is the most important country at this book fair. So it is just superb to draw attention on a small country that makes big things. So we are grateful to our colleagues from Ljubljana that we are your partners, that we can learn from you, not just our students, but as well we, the professors, and also Timisoara, the university that is very close to the University of Novi Sad in geographically speaking, but also culturally speaking. So for our students, they will learn to work together, they will create a new value, and because we are now speaking English, but our students are using Spanish in this project. I think it's very interesting also for the languages and their experience, the variety of Europe, languages of Europe. So we are using Lobish, but our students will speak Spanish, Romanian, Slovenian, and Serbian. So I think this is the most beautiful of what Europe can offer as a diversity in languages, and teamwork and cross-border work. And this is the project that is hands-on for our students. So theory and practice. So basically this is in brief why I think it's important. Okay, so we share it again.
Thank you so much, Ivana. That was really a pleasure to listen all these words. And now I would like actually to ask Barbara Pregel about the role of Malinc Publishing House, because this kind of project is quite a temptation, because we are building a database, and besides, actually, this is an opportunity to give a different point of view to our students that has to do with the production of literature. And Publishing House Malinc is actually very experienced one regarding literature. And I have to mention that yourself, Barbara, you are actually the editor of the year in Slovenia, and congratulations. That is quite a huge thing for you and for us as well. So from this point of view, please share with us experience from the publishing house and yourself as editor.
So Malinc Publishing House actually arrives from academic world. Myself, I'm a teacher of literature too. I'm also translator, and these fields are also covered by this LITPRAX project. We haven't said so far that LITPRAX actually is literature in praxis. That's a fundamental objective of our project, to show the students these practical aspects. So in different forms, we are working on translation, we are working on different practical aspects, not to enumerate everything. And of course, part of this project is also this visit to the Frankfurt book fair, the most practical aspect of the literature, I would say. So here we are today presenting this project, but actually around us there is a lot of publishers buying and selling books. So that's a very important thing to ponder. And regarding to Malinc actually was very active in this project. We were responsible for creating the database. We also created the whole web page. Later on we will see it. And for us, it is very interesting to see, books and authors and titles which are published in, Slovenia. Actually, I can see that we know Slovenian book market, but we are curious about Serbian book market and also Romanian one. So I think that's the most interesting thing actually about this project. So how the same literature, so Spanish-speaking authors of 21st century, are represented in Slovenia, Serbia and Romania. And why is this so? So that's the main point, I think, of this project. No?
Of course. Thank you very much, Barbara. And you have also a young collaborator. So that I think that Katarina is actually the most important of all of us, because reading at young age today, in digital age, actually is something completely different, I believe. So can you tell us from your point of view, what do you think about such kind of projects, and actually LITPRAX, what does it mean for you as a collaborator of a publishing house?
Of course. I think that I can mostly speak from the point of view as someone who is going to present the database. And as Barbara pointed out, I think that having this database and using this database to observe trends in different countries allows us as publishers to make better informed decisions. It allows us to really understand better what might be interesting for Slovenian readers, what we want to add to what has already been translated, and also in Romania and Serbia as well. So I think that the database is extremely important, and I think that it's extremely useful. So, and also, I was not involved in this project as a student, but I think that the opportunities, the opportunity for students that this project brings is also extremely important, because I have also studied humanities, and I've learned a lot about theory, but not so much about practice. Yeah, exactly, hands-on approach. And I think that once you graduate from the Faculty of Arts, you think, oh yes, literature, philosophy, all these great ideas, but working in the publishing world is something that is very different. And I really think that students who participated in this project got some really a really solid base for what is ahead of them if they want to continue in the publishing world.
Thank you so much. So I would like now maybe to point out that we are working with students from Romania, Serbia and Slovenia. We have had one activity week in Novi Sad a few months ago, and actually our focus was short story. And we, besides, invited translators to point out the importance of the translation, but we also have invited two special guests from Latin America, famous writer from Peru, Santiago Roncaliolo, and Chilean writer Andrea Jevtanovic, and that was really interesting to have that meeting between all of us, among all of us, and these two writers. Now we are preparing the second week, which will be actually next week in Timisoara, Romania, and we will have as the focus poetry. And now we are so happy to have the PowerPoint presentation, and I will now base my talking on that. So here you can see the partners at this project. Please welcome, sit down, take our nice LITPRAX bags and enjoy this short story, or you can take it and leave, it is also okay. So University of Ljubljana, West University of Timisoara, University of Novi Sad, Malinc Publishing House, and CSIC Spain. Our project will be finished, unfortunately, on June 2024, but we plan to continue working on the database. The starting point was which and how are actually the habits of reading literature and the competencies of our students, and how we can broaden it, deepen it, what we can do to make them read differently, not only more, but also differently. So we wanted actually to put new practical skills into formation, into future professionals, our students, on different levels, and our focus was actually Spanish and Latin American literature published in 21st century, translated into Serbian, Romanian and Slovenian. Specific objectives also were, of course, digital competencies and specific actors, literary fields, national, transnational contexts, etc. So the idea was to finish the project in Ljubljana next year, when we will have a very special creation, distribution and reception week, like spring school, and with third focus, that is theater. Of course, it is very important for our students to meet all these actors of the literature production. If you want to add something, Barbara, just go on, because apart from translators and poets and writers, we also have invited literary critics and journalists and representatives of associations of teachers and editors and bloggers to make it like more digital, more active, poets and playwrights. And here you can see how it was in Novi Sad a few months ago. It was in March, or yes, March, because time is very relative. So we were actually enjoying with our students, with our special guests, and also with the members of the consortium. You can see some of them with certificates at the end, of course. We have 3 results of the project. The first one is course curriculum, which has an overview of the literature written in Spanish in the 21st century with elements of innovation. We also have second results, which is much more exhausting and quite wider. That is digital handbook and activity notebook on Spanish and Latin American literature, with some practical approach and focused on skills of translating, editing, writing, and reading literature. So the third one actually has to do with Barbara, and she will tell something more afterwards, because web page and database is something that we have been working on since the very beginning of the project, because we are searching for references on the 3 languages, actually 5 languages, but 3 literatures, so to say. And we would like to make it interesting and useful for all of the objective groups, professionals, audience, students, critics, teachers, translators, etc. And I will now finish my part of the presentation with multiplier events. This is the second multiplier event of the LITPRAX project. The first one was in Novi Sad, and it was, as you can see, very successful. We have presented it to many different colleagues from the fields that we have as our focus. And the third one will be in April, actually, not in March, but in April at the University of Ljubljana. To finish, I would like to invite you to see our web page, our Facebook, and our Instagram profile, and to write us to our email if you would like to know something more about LITPRAX project. Now, Barbara, please explain us the database, how it is functioning. It is our third result. So thank you. And
so I will not enter into technical details, but in briefly, actually we had to elaborate a lot of content and then adapt it to our technical capacities. So we had to elaborate on common template for data entry. Then we had to prepare, of course, detailed instructions. We had to design quality protocol, a proper user-friendly interface, and our objective, of course, is step-by-step data entry. Can we go on? Yeah. So the database actually has 4 levels. Some are original works, so translations, reviews, articles, and persons. And you can see also that we have already around 1,200 original works. Then we have 1,700 translators. Not so many reviews, because actually we started to introduce titles, book titles, and then we have just several articles to show, to prove actually that the database is working. There is a lot of persons, because these persons are authors, are translators, are illustrators, and that's why the number is quite big. But of course, so that's left side of the left side, there is what can we see behind. So that's actually the database. And Katarina, later, she will show you what can we see already in the web page. I just wanted to say that actually there are just few entrances published in this web page, because we are checking all entrances, and that's a quite difficult procedure, because we have to do it properly. No, that's why. Can we move on? Yeah, and why actually are doing this? Here are some questions. We would like to answer actually these questions. So, question, of course, is first, how many books are published annually in Slovenia, Serbia, and Romania? These data are not so, they're actually hard to find, but through this database, we will do it, I hope. Especially, of course, these titles related to Spanish-speaking authors, and also, of course, authors of the Spanish state, authors who are writing in languages of Spanish state. So we are interested in how, which is the percentage actually of all text books published, and how many Spanish-speaking authors are published, which is the proportion between books published by creators and translations. and how many books are uh, of children's literature. So that's also very important data. Why I'm asking this? Because actually with this data, we can already say something about these questions. For example, we can say that in Slovenia, we publish much Basque, Catalan, and Galician authors than in Romania or Serbia. You in Serbia are publishing much more Latin American authors than we do. Children's literature is more present in Slovenia than Romania and Serbia and so on.
Thanks to you.
Yeah. Thanks to our work actually, but it's also very important, not just because Malinc, of course, Malinc has a great share in this, part of this, but also because, in smaller literatures, actually children's literature is much more important. So now we are talking not just of the database, and we are collecting all these dates to be able to make investigation on system of literature in our countries. Can we move on a little bit? So here are the questions also. Who are the most translated authors? Who are the most active translators? Which publishing houses are publishing them? And who are literary mediators to help them circulate? No? So now Katarina will show. Okay, we will not answer to all these questions, but we will try to show you some authors which can be reached in the database. So now we will go to the web page. Now we will go to the web page, and we will see how the web page is seen. Yeah. We will wait a bit.
Okay, that is digital
Sorry,
age.
can you connect? There we go. Okay. So this is the website that we've prepared for the project, and it's actually in all the languages of the project, as well as Spanish and English. But I will show you, for the sake of this presentation, I will stick to the website in. I will start in Slovenia. So this is the database, and this is the Slovenian database. So I'll start with a very famous author, Gabriel Garcia Marquez. And if we search for his works in Slovenian, we need to connect it. Just a second.
So this is digital age.
Digital, but not for us. Yeah.
Okay, I think that actually we can see how it is functioning, because we are quite proud of the references that we have put, and you can see the title, the author, the translator. You can see the image of the book in original and the translated one. And the concept is more or less this. So it is also important to say that this can be seen in English, Spanish, which is our lingua franca, Romanian, Slovenian, Serbian, both Latin and Cyrillic. So as we have two kinds of writing, we are using both of them for this database. Also, maybe we can point out that there is a huge interest in Spanish and Latin American literature, and having in mind that we are small languages, small countries, so to say, obviously the interest and the possibilities of the publishers has to do also with the financial help, from economic help from various projects, and the governments, the ministries of Spain, Argentina, Mexico, like Programa Sur, AECID, Protrad, etc. So thanks to them, actually, we are publishing so many books translated from Spanish. And this is quite a good opportunity to show the world, so to say, how it looks like and what we are doing. So let's continue, Katarina. We have a few more minutes.
Okay, so problem solved. So these are all the works by Gabriel Garcia Marquez in Slovenian. These are the original titles. And we can see that we have currently in the database, which is not complete, but I think it is complete for this author, we have 6 titles. Now, if we compare this to his translations in Serbian, we go to database, original works. We can see that we have 3. Now let's see if we have...
There is much more, but they are still not published. Anyway, the database is quite bigger than it looks at the moment because it is quite a complex and long process. So this is just an example.
Yeah, so as you can see, this is how these are the entries of translations. Now, if we check in Romanian, I have to change the language. Now here we can already see that there are much more works translated in Romanian by the same author. So we have translation.
Maybe in the meantime, we should just say that with us, there are several students which are working on this database from Romania, Slovenia, and Serbia. And it is quite important to bring them along to work with us and to see that process. And actually, it is such a pity that we could not see Romanian and Serbian students that have made the videos, like Jovana Todorovic and Suzana Milošević. And I'm not sure from the Romanian side who was there, but anyway.
Maybe I would like to just point out one more thing that that Barbara has mentioned before. Why is this database useful? For example, if we check the number of translated works by Care Santos in Slovenian, we can see that currently we have 1, but this is a children's book, right? So this is a story for children. Now, if we check the same author in Serbian, we're going to have...
There is none.
In Romanian, sorry. We're going to see a very different result. So as you can see, there are several works, and what's interesting about this that this is literature for adults. These are not children's books. So by comparing the works by the same authors in different languages, I think this gives us really interesting insights as publishers and in the field of academia.
Okay, thank you very much, Katarina. That was quite interesting, but I have to repeat that this is just a small part of the database. It is quite bigger, but it is still not visible because the process is still on and it will continue to grow. Anyway, we have just a few more minutes. So if you would like maybe just to close this part of the session and the presentation of the LITPRAX project, maybe with some projection to the future, like maybe our students in the future with some practical knowledge, or how do you see maybe a continuation of this project that could be applied to some other projects that has to do with literature, etc.?
Well, for me, it would be interesting to understand why certain authors and certain genres are more popular. So it's like maybe insight sociology of culture. So why do we translate this in Slovenia and why do we not translate that in Serbia? And also translation through time and new translators, and how do we translate today something that we translated 30, 50 years ago when we had a bigger, let's say, bigger country with more possibilities of how would I put it, to more circulation, bigger market. So I would love to know why Slovenia is so good in children's literature. Why do you put in front children's literature? And sometimes academia think this is not literature because it's for kids, you know? So I just give you that to conclude.
No, I think actually it's very good point for conclusion because okay, we are interested in publishing children's literature, but also last year when Slovenia was launching our guest of honor year, one colleague, Peter Svetlina, he is investigator and also author of children's literature, very renowned author in Slovenia. He said that actually in children's literature, the tendencies which are later on visible in literature for adults, so children's literature, they appear first actually in children's literature. And I would complete, so actually I would complete with this one.
Thank you so much, Barbara. And I would now like to finish this this session, this multiplier event of our LITPRAX project financed by European Union Erasmus Plus, to thank Katarina, Barbara, Ivana, and myself in a way, and all of you for being with us, because it was quite a pleasure to present LITPRAX project here at the Frankfurt Book Fair, and we hope that you will follow us on our website and our Facebook and internet profiles in the future, so you will know what is going on with all these references and all the manuals and other results that we are preparing. Thanks a lot. See you in Romania. That's it.
Thank you.